As we mentioned in the last video, all games start with a concept, and this game is no different. The concept for this game is your iPhone screen is covered with germs, and it is your job to tap them away. Now, these germs are also special since they have one large eye in the center of their germy little bodies that you will draw completely in hype. Hence the name of our game, Sanitize. Yeah, I know. It's kind of a hokey play on words, but hey, it is only a one-level game. The goal is to find the correct germ and tap it so you can move on to another level. Now, after you've opened Hype Professional, let's take a look at the screen. The first thing to do is to determine what type of mobile device this game will be played on. For ease of this tutorial, we'll only focus on the iPhone 6 for right now. You can always go ahead and add other sizes, other layouts, and you can even make it so that you could build it for the iPad and the iPhone as well. But for ease of use of this tutorial, we're just going to stick with the one size. So if you take a look over here at the inspector panel, and then above that you can see you can turn it on and off to get some more real estate for your stage. This is your stage. Over here is your scenes. Your scenes are, think of the levels of the game. Each scene will be a level, and here is the stage. This is where you'll do all your drawing and you'll apply your actions to the elements that you place there. But over here in the inspector we have some things I want to go over real quick. The document inspector, which you can go through and you can set up preferences for the document itself that you're working on. Plus you can edit the HTML head if you needed to do so. In this project we're not going to have to do that. Also mobile options, you can lock the way that they scale it. You can make a home screen, web app, all kinds of fun things. But for what we're going to do, we're probably not going to be in the document element inspector that much. On the scene though, this one's important to us right now. What we want to do is we want to set this up for the iPhone 6 like we discussed. Now you could do that by knowing what the size of the iPhone 6 is and setting that up mathematically right here in the width and height. But Hype is really good because what it does is it gives you a bunch of preset sizes, and you can see there's quite a few. And we're going to go ahead and we're going to pick the iPhone 6, and we're going to pick Portrait, and it shows you it's 375 pixels by 667 pixels. And when you change that, you see what happens. It automatically changes your stage and your scene. That's really handy so that you know it's going to fit within the iPhone 6 screen. Now the other thing we're going to do for this project is we're going to change the background color. And it's nice to do it if you need it this way, to have a consistent background color from scene to scene. You can do it right here in the scene element. So all I have to do is click on color. It brings up the color wheel, the Mac color wheel. I'll slide to black because we're going to use black for this one. And if you go ahead and take a look, you now have a black stage and a black scene. The next thing we want to do is we want to name our scenes. It's very important to keep everything organized and clean when you're building your files. So for this first one, what we're going to do is we're going to call this intro screen. Or you could call it intro scene if you wanted to. Now, there are several ways to make new scenes. If you click the plus button, it will create a new scene, but you notice that it goes to white. What it does though is it keeps the same size because I have this button checked called Apply Changes to All Scenes. However, what it doesn't do is it doesn't bring the color black. So I'm going to undo this. I'm going to show you a quicker way to do this. If you just click the intro screen right there and you go up to your scene menu item and you come down to duplicate scene, you can see what it does. It brings in the black screen, same size. This one we're going to go ahead and name instructions, and that one will go ahead, and then what we're going to do is we're going to come into duplicate scene again, and this one we're going to call gameplay, and this is where most of the gaming will go on in this one level game that we're creating. And then we're going to go ahead and duplicate it again, and we're going to call this one the winning screen. if you do everything right in the gameplay, you get to go to the winning screen. And then last, we're going to go ahead and duplicate our last scene, and we're going to call this one the losing screen. So you can see our game has several, it's a one level game, but it has an intro screen, instructions on how the user will play the game, the gameplay screen, and then if they do it right, you go to the winning screen. If they do it wrong, you go to the losing screen. So this is how you set it up. This is our basic setup, and from here we'll go to the next video.